Hey, everybody. There's been a lot of change in the last few weeks and months in our world, and that's true of our high school ministry as well. And as we're kind of moving into a new season where the primary expression of our ministry is something called a house group, I know it's hard to keep track of what's new and what's old and what's changed and what hasn't. So I want to take a few minutes and try to paint a picture about like what a house group is and what you can expect as a parent. So number one, it's a place where your son or daughter can belong. I don't know how you would explain the impact that quarantine and isolation has had on your family or the kid in your care. And understandably so, we've seen many of our students struggle, and who can blame them? I mean, I've struggled too. And while totally necessary, social distancing is really hard. And we hope that a house group can be a place that begins to feel a bit more normal and is a spot where your son or daughter feels like they belong. It's our hope and utmost goal for each of these homes to be a place where a high school student can walk in no matter where they are on their spiritual journey and feel welcome. And we want to plug them in a small group so they can make friends. And look, at this moment, each of these house groups is made up of actually a few different small groups. It's all about connection. And so if your son or daughter would feel more comfortable bringing a friend or two with them, or maybe even bringing enough friends to start a new group in one of our house group locations, bring anyone and everyone, as long as they're feeling good, okay? All are welcome. And by the way, if you're not comfortable to attend in person or someone isn't feeling super well that night, we'll still have an option where students can attend their group via Zoom, which brings me to my next point, number two. A house group is a safe and secure environment. You can count on us taking the necessary precautions to make sure that these groups are a safe place for everyone. All adult leaders have been background checked, fingerprinted, and go through weekly training with us to ensure they're a positive influence on a student's life. And additionally, we're ensuring that each space, while designated to contribute to like relational connection, well, it still operates under the assumption that there's a virus in this world. So we'll be following the recommendations by CDC to keep a clean environment. And you can find all those guidelines on eastside.com/high school. Additionally, for the summer season, we'll be meeting outside in a backyard at a house to ensure safety. All right, number three, a house group is an environment where students can take spiritual next steps. When I was a sophomore, my student ministry moved from meeting in a church building to Griffin Pettigo's backyard. And I was hesitant like everybody else. We didn't have a virus that pushed us out, so why would we leave a perfectly good church building? And what happened in that backyard was unbelievable. Over time, it became an environment that I look forward to going every single week. And I grew so close to a group of guys that I didn't know before. And 10 years later today, I still talk to them every day. And we saw God move in an unbelievable way through an environment where, like, each of us were comfortable to ask questions and invite our friends, and especially our friends that maybe wouldn't be as comfortable in a church. I'm a firm believer that although we got here in an unorthodox way, that this is the best thing we could do for students in this time. And we're really believing that God will do a great thing through the lives of these kids. And we're going to work like crazy to keep everybody safe. And we're here to help any way we can. If you have any questions, reach out to HSM at Eastside, and we look forward to house group launch on July 12th.